Tonight's news focus: Sejijak to be developed as a new tourism and community settlement hub. Jetty upgrades proposed to support Sejijak Regatta and community tourism. Sarawak, Malaysia's largest palm oil producer, continues to strengthen downstream industry. Assalamualaikum and good evening. The Sarawak government is committed to developing Kampung Sejijak and its surrounding areas into a tourism hub and new community-based settlement through the implementation of strategic projects, including the construction of a riverfront and affordable housing. Sarawak Premier Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said the project is part of an initiative to further invigorate river-based economic and tourism activities in suburban areas. He emphasized the importance of establishing a river tourism network linking Sejijak, Satok and Siniawan as a fresh attraction for both local and international visitors.
Mengenai dengan kawasan tebingan sungai, tadi saya telah diberi taklimatnya lebih kurang 20 juta saja. Di situ 20 juta, di Paruh mungkin 20 juta. Dan saya pada prinsipnya bersetuju. Sebab biasa saya mula waterfront. Dah siap dah di Siniawan, dan dari Kuching ke Siniawan singgah kat situ. Di Sejijak dan juga di Pakuh tu mana. Jadi kita polahlah tempat makan situ. Jadi orang dapat transit makan situ. Dan sebelumnya pergi Siniawan. Jadi ini adalah satu usaha pelancongan terus.
He said during the closing ceremony of the Sejijak Regatta 2025 on Sunday. In conjunction with the event, he also announced an allocation of 20 million ringgit for the development of riverfront in Kampung Sejijak. In addition, he said the Sarawak government plans to build 100 units of affordable housing on a 30-hectare site between Kampung Sejijak and Kampung Paroh.
Dan kita akan bangunkan kawasan perumahan baru. Kini itu ada cara baru kita mula rumah, di mana ongkos nimbok, parit, air masuk, karan masuk ya ditanggung oleh kerajaan. Kita si bayar-bayar. Premium tanah 2,500 saja. Dan kawasan tanah kita mungkin 12 poin. Dan kita mula rumah banglo. Kita bayar rumah aja, nak tanah si bayar, nak infrastruktur si pun tak bayar. Ya kami tanggung. Jadi kita akan mula mungkin saya minta Dewan Sabit buat perancangan 100 lot.
He also noted that this development is seen as a continuation of existing projects in Kampung Segadup and the surrounding areas. To improve the connectivity between the village, the government is also proposing the construction of a new road linking Jalan Tan Sri Dr. Sulaiman Daud to Kampung Segadup, Sejijak and Paroh. This is expected to reduce both travel distance and time. Meanwhile, at the same event, the jetties in Kampung Sejijak and Kampung Paroh have been proposed for upgrades as a strategic move to support the organizations of the Sejijak Regatta Festival and strengthen tourism activities in the area. Chief Political Secretary to the Premier of Sarawak and Tupong Assemblyman, Datuk Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, said the initiative to improve infrastructure, particularly the jetties, will positively impact the growing annual regatta and significantly boost the local economy.
Jadi Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, kita juga mengharapkan infrastruktur terutama sekali jetty itu diperbaiki dan dinaik tarafkan agar ianya dapat memberi impak yang lebih baik lagi dalam kita menganjurkan regatta ini. Bukan sahaja ianya dapat memberi impak kepada penganjuran regatta, tetapi sudah tentu ia akan dapat menarik minat orang luar untuk datang ke Kampung Sejijak dan juga Paroh.
Datuk Fazruddin added that regatta participants and teams typically begin gathering along the riverbanks up to a week before the races for training and preparation, highlighting the need for more systematic and comfortable facilities. He also expressed hope that the government would consider providing long-term facilities to ensure the comfort of participants and to encourage a greater participation from both domestic and international teams. At the same time, Dato' Fazruddin, who also chairs the Sejijak Regatta 2025, shared that Kampung Paro is fast becoming known as a fishing tourism destination, especially among visitors from Singapore. This activity, he said, has opened up new economic opportunities for the local community through the provision of support services. The Sejijak Regatta Festival 2025 was officially closed by Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari to Dato' Abang Openg, marking the formal conclusion of the annual event. Following the ceremony, Dato' Patinggi Abang Zohari and other distinguished guests witnessed the International Open River King race for the YAB Premier Sarawak Cup from the jetty at Kampong Sejijak. The 15th edition of the Sejijak Regatta was held over 3 days starting Friday and was organized by the Village Development and Security Committee JKKK of Kampong Sejijak in collaboration with the local branch of Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB, its youth and women's wing in Tupong, as well as the Petrajaya Parliamentary Service Centre. Sarawak has now surpassed Sabah as the largest palm oil producer in the country. This achievement is further strengthened by the state's palm oil industry through the development of the downstream sector with high impact, including the Waste to Energy initiative. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Dato' Abang Openg said the next step is to ensure that palm oil products are processed downstream to produce value-added products such as biomass, bio-oil, fertilizer, and animal feed.
Then you have palm oil. We are now perhaps the biggest palm oil producer. We have overtaken Sabah. And we must not only export minyak kelapa sawit, but we must go downstream on the waste of palm oil. I have tried. 2 years ago, I started with Sakra Inubu Antu, where we crack the kernel. Then the kernel produce biomass as well as biofuel. The biomass part, you can produce animal feed. Animal feed meaning you can have your livestock. You don't use open grazing, but you use feedlot. In other words, in our oil palm plantation or even our NCR smallholders, they can have oil palm.
He said this when speaking at the 60th anniversary dinner of the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sarawak, SCCCIS, here on Saturday. The Sarawak Premier also highlighted Sarawak's potential in producing sustainable aviation fuel (SAF), biogas and hydrogen from biofuel in line with the state's clean and sustainable energy agenda. This is mainly continuing to focus on realizing the waste to energy concept.
I mentioned in Kuala Lumpur during the ASEAN forum that Sarawak's approach now is waste, not to waste the waste, but monetize the waste. That is our approach as far as oil palm industry is concerned.
Also present were Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Sarawak Deputy Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Dato' Michael Tiang Ming Ti, Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia, SCCCIM President Dato' Ng Yi Ping, SCCCIS President Kong Cheong Ng, SCCCIS Vice President Dato' Tan Jit Ki, and other distinguished guests. Meanwhile, the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sarawak, SCCCIS, must be prepared to seize investment opportunities, especially in the hydrogen industry. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Dato' Abang Oping said that investing in hydrogen energy is a strategic step that needs to be taken because it has the potential to make Sarawak a future energy leader despite the high cost. Therefore, he said, SCCIS is called upon to be ready to establish strategic cooperation with foreign investors in the manufacturing and energy sectors.
That's where SCCIS can work together with the investor, and we facilitated your initiative to manufacture products in Sarawak. And actually the door is now knocking at us now. So I hope the CCIS, we work together. The moment the door knocks, then I call you and you talk to them. That's where your joint venture comes in and Sarawak government will facilitate.
He added that developed countries are now choosing to use hydrogen as part of their energy resources, and Sarawak is capable of producing hydrogen through water and methane sources. Therefore, he recommended that Sarawak's economic policy now needs to focus on its existing strengths, namely the production of sustainable and clean energy.
And energy is our strength. Not only for export, but industrialists, if they want to manufacture whatever product that they want to, they need energy. If your tariff of power is competitive and you have the sustainable energy, people will bring their money here.
In another development, the second Sungai Limbang Bridge project, which will be the main catalyst for development in northern Sarawak, is expected to be fully completed within 6 months and is scheduled to be operational by April 2026. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Dato' Abang Oping said that the progress of the bridge construction is very encouraging based on the briefing he received. According to him, the bridge with a cable stay design concept is expected to be completed by the end of this year and will be fully functional a few months after that.
Ini bermakna bahawa kalau siap pada Disember, kemungkinan ia dapat digunakan pada bulan April 2026.
He said this in a press conference after making a working visit to the bridge construction site on Sunday. The bridge across the Limbang River will connect the town of Limbang with the Brunei Darussalam border, thus opening the new routes for regional trade, tourism and economic activities. The journey from Bandar Seri Begawan to Limbang is expected to take only 30 minutes when the bridge is completed. The Sarawak Premier also announced that the Sarawak government has drawn up a comprehensive development plan to make Limbang a major tourism and economic centre in northern Sarawak.
Limbang sekarang mempunyai the longest waterfront. Kan kalau dah siap waterfront ni dan kita akan bangunkan lagi sekeliling Bandar Limbang. Dan ini menjadi tarikan untuk utara Sarawak. Dan kita boleh kerjasama di antara Air Borneo dengan Royal Brunei yang lain untuk membawa para pelancong ke utara Sarawak. Kerana kita ada budaya yang agak unik di utara.
He also announced plans to build a 3-star hotel and government offices near the Limbang Development Museum, as well as connect to the coastal route to Lawas via a 2-lane dual carriageway highway.
Dan ini menjadi mobility, easy mobility, dan ia akan menggalakkan nature-based tourism untuk kedua-dua negara Darussalam kita.
He also visited the Limbang Development Museum and suggested improvements including visual elements that depict the historical narrative and development of the town. And that's the English edition with me, Malek. More news can be found in our official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. We end the UKAS Bulletin with highlights from the 60th anniversary dinner of the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sarawak, held in Kuching on Saturday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.